Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by One Equine. For the equine athlete, we're back at Albion Park across the Easter weekend. 10 races. Saturday night, we start at 5:39. There's a couple of handy types stepping out as well on Saturday night, so we look forward to the card in front of us. And in this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to catch up with Nathan Dawson and Matty Elkins. He's a man in demand on Saturday night, Nathan Dawson. It's a busy night on Saturday night at Albion Park, but he's been kind enough to jump into the hot seat with us now. Nathan, appreciate the time.
No, good to be on, Chris.
Race 1, this is a good race to start the program. This is the up to NR70 final, and Baz is your drive. He's drawn the inside of the second row, but he's taken all before him since being here in Queensland. He's obviously thriving.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice little horse, and every time we ask a bit of him, he keeps stepping up. So, it's not a bad draw in there, and a bit of luck, and they'll know he's there.
All right. He was 3 for 3 at Redcliffe before you brought him to Albion Park. Were you surprised how easily he handled that rise in grade going from Redcliffe to Albion Park last time out?
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned, him stepping up, especially when I drew 2 and had Johnny Storia underneath me. So, but he handled it well, and it just fills you with confidence, knowing he can do it.
He's got very good speed. He proved that at Redcliffe. Just on that victory at Albion Park, when you said go down the back straight at the 600, were you surprised you were able to round them up as quickly as what you did?
Yeah, I was. I knew he had good speed, but, when you hit the Albion and you get up in grade, they all catch you up. So, but no, he handled it well, and, his speed's going to take him, a long way in the future.
All right. Was he all out at the line there last time out?
He's a bit of a laid-back fella. There wasn't a lot left in the tank, but he knocks off sometimes. He's still learning what it's all about. He's only lightly raced, but I'm pretty happy with him.
All right. Speed, is that his best asset?
I think so. I like to sit him up longer than I did the other day. I didn't want to get pushed around, and I went a bit early, but I think speed's his go.
All right. With this race on Saturday night, do you think Midnight Calm has any chance of holding the lead here?
I'm sure he's a chance, but the speed to his outside, but, I don't mind being 3 pegs. I'm happy to be along the pegs anywhere, so, I just getting a bit of luck later on in the race, but if I get that, they'll know he's there.
Just looking at that front line, it's going to generate early pressure. Most races at a mile normally do, but when you go through 1 to 7, there's a bit of power there.
Yeah, there is, the more speed on, the better for us, so, fingers crossed for a genuine race and a bit of luck on our side.
Okay, well, that's race 1, number 8, Baz. What about race 2? Romney, you know this horse well. Is this a perfect setup for him, gate 1 a mile?
Yeah, it is. It looks well for him, and he's been racing well, so, it looks like an ideal situation for him.
Okay. He is a horse, though, that can test the friendship. Few of these recent races probably should have got home in. When you look at this opposition that you're facing on Saturday night, can he take them all the way?
Yeah, I think he can, he's been running honest, and as you said, a few times he probably should have won, he didn't, but, he's not going to be far away, but I'm pretty confident with him.
Okay, so the plan is to lead and hopefully lead all the way.
Yeah, that's the plan, but, he's versatile, so we'll just have to see what happens, but leading's definitely the plan.
Righto. Race 3 on Saturday night. Carter Grant, he lands the ace draw, and he's in super form. He seems like he's in a much better space right now. He's very genuine.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He's pretty good at the moment, and he's been racing well, and he hasn't been just following the fence. He's been doing bits during the race and still thereabouts. So he seems to be in probably career best form, and hopefully continues that Saturday night. What
was your first thought here from barrier 1? Do you want to lead, or are you looking for cover straight away?
Oh, he's versatile. Just have to see what happens. He's got good gate speed, so we'll come out and then just play it by ear.
All right. Mossdale Terry's likely to start favourite here. He's a very talented type. How do you sort of assess him?
Yeah, I think he's probably the one to beat. He's proven himself plenty of times, so he's probably the one to beat, but I don't think we'll be too far away from him.
Okay. Let's go across to race 5. Regular's your drive here. We've got a couple of early scratchings. What a Roller comes out. Rock and Roll Times off the second row, also out. Does that early scratching of What a Roller help you? You move in one more spot?
Yeah, definitely. Out in 3, I was probably going to have to do a little bit just to find a spot, but I'm straight into the running line, so that's better news for him. And he's probably going better than what the form looks, but you know, I think if he gets a cheeky run there, he won't be far away.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. He is going well. The sectionals back it up. He's one of those horses, as soon as you ride him off, he'll get you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, he's an opportunist, and when things go his way, you know, he always pops up.
All right, well, that's a good chance there. Regulars. Race 6, this race for the mares. Bronski Delight. Have you stopped being amazed by her? Because every time you try and think, oh no, she's got to a level now which probably will find her out, she just keeps getting the job done. She was awesome last week. I know it was a dead heat, but she was awesome, and the drive was 12 out of 10.
Yeah, like she steps up all the time, and you know, she's very genuine this time in, and she gives everything she's got. So if I can get a nice trip and you know, give her a nice run again, I've got no doubt she's going to be there again.
All right, is that her best asset, just the versatility? Because you can lead, you can park out, you can chase them down. She's got the whole round game.
Yeah, she is. You know, she's got a good will to win and takes horses a long way. So if I can point her in the right direction, she's always thereabouts.
Just on that race last week, did you think you'd done enough, or did you think Girl from Rosedale got you on the outside?
I thought I'd held on. You know, it was close, but I thought I'd just done enough.
Yeah, I was leaning your way as well. So from gate 7, you just sort of drive for luck, and if she gets it, she can overcome it.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'll probably look for 3 fence and then push off again and just come to the top of the straight again. But I don't think that'll happen.
All right, that's becoming your signature move now, 3 fence, and then you just find gaps.
Yeah, you've got to try and go through them. It's too hard to come around them.
Yeah, too right. Race 7, Datitude, 2 off the second row. He's in good form. How do you think he lines up against this opposition, though?
Yeah, he's going well. You know, it's probably a nice little draw for him, but he won't be too far away. He's probably stepping up a little bit, but, you know, he's going well.
All right, the distance, is that to his liking here, 2,100 metres?
Yeah, I don't think it minds for him too much. So, you know, we just give him a nice trip and he'll be thereabouts.
Yeah, it's a very open race, isn't it?
It is, yeah, you know, so whoever gets the best trip and a bit of luck, probably the one that gets the money.
Righto, race 8 again for the mares here. This is the quality you're driving, Forgive Me, outside of the second row here, but she is a last start winner. Do you rate her chances?
Yeah, it's probably not an ideal draw for her, but she's going well, so, you know, as I said, I'm just going to have to give her a good trip and hope for a few things to go our way, but she's not out of it.
It's a tough race in many ways. Miss X finally draws a gate. Talk Like Motion drops in grade, and then you've got Solar Express and Newcomer, so it's a little bit hard to line up this race.
Yeah, it is. You know, ideally it would have been better with a good draw, but you know, she's going well, and you know, she's always thereabouts.
All right, one of your favourites is Adele, and she goes around in race 9. You're back behind her. Are you looking forward to this race?
Yeah, I am. You know, she's one of the favourites out there, so you know, it's always fun to drive her.
All right, 30-metre handicap. She's got 7 in front of her. Is it winnable?
Yeah, it is. I think probably the handicaps might have been a little bit harsh on her, considering a band 1's, you know, 20 metres better than her. But she's probably going fraction below par, but, you know, if she brings her A game, they'll definitely know she's there.
All right, well, that's Adele. And then the last race, Orchid Stride. I think she's got a terrific chance, this mare. She's fresh up, but she looked really good in a recent trial, going fast time. Can she take this race?
Yeah, I think she can. You know, I think it's probably her best opportunity since being up here to, you know, get the chockies. So she trialled well, and if she continues that, she's definitely going to be hard to beat.
All right. Captain of Speed, Vindicate, Carly Morgan. Are they the toughest to beat?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a pretty open race, and, you know, the best one on the night's probably going to get there.
All right. Well, hopefully that will be Orchid Stride for you. What drive are you most looking forward to?
I'd probably say Baz. You know, I'm pretty impressed with what he's done so far, and you know, excited to see how far he can go.
All right, we'll get it nice and early. Race 1, number 8, Baz. As always, appreciate the time, and we'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
Matty Elkins is about to jump into the hot seat to go through his drives on Saturday night, and he's with us now. Matty, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
We start with race 1, number 1, Midnight Calm. I'm sure you're thrilled with the barrier draw, but where's he at right now, Midnight Calm?
Yeah, it's a good question. He's been a bit up and down lately, and you know, he's training quite good at home, but sort of the main issue is his feet at the moment. He can train good at home on the heavy sand. He doesn't sort of affect him, but I think taking him to Marburg there the other day sort of was a battle for him.
Okay, so he lines up here in this final. He's got barrier 1. At his best, he would start a clear favourite and probably dominate this field. So how do we sort of assess him? What did you make of the heat effort?
Yeah, it's actually probably his best run in the last sort of month. You know, he ran third there to Bobby Waterhouse in a 52 mile and raced really well. He may have went better that week on Narissa's training, I think.
So with barrier 1, does he have the speed to lead? Do you want to lead, or are you looking for cover?
Look, if he's 100% right and feels good, I'd love to lead up and go a 52 mile and play catch me if you can. But in saying that, I'm not sure where he's at. You know, he trained awesome there today, and we have actually tinkered with feet. You know, he might have some pads on there Saturday night, and I think that may sort of help him.
Okay, so there's every chance you won't know until you're on the track and just going through the prelim on how he actually feels and how the track feels.
Yeah, that's sort of the big thing with him. You know, we've got a good heavy sand track at home and it doesn't affect him, but if the race surface is quite firm underneath, it sort of causes a bit of jarring and tenderness in his feet.
All right, we've had plenty of rain this week. Is that a good thing for him?
Just hopefully the track's nice and soft.
Okay. All right, well, that's Midnight Calm. That's race 1. Let's move across now to race 4, Art Jester. Is he proving to be a little frustrating for you, this guy?
Oh, you know, I thought he was quite good early on, but probably wasn't as good as I thought. But sort of the last 2 months, I've been wrapped with his racing. You know, we tested the waters last week with some gate speed with him and sort of learned he's got quite a bit of that. So I think that might be a chink to his armour we use going forward.
Okay, how do you assess this field that he's opposed to on Saturday night? The main players look to be drawn off the front line, so you're facing a second row draw. Does it sort of work to your advantage?
Yeah, it's probably quite an even field, to be honest. Probably our best chances are if Argyle has enough speed to hold up, and 3 fence probably looks a good option there for Gemma.
Okay. Is he better in front, or is he better chasing a target?
No, he definitely needs a target. That's why we sort of handed over there last week. I've sort of tried to step his work up a few times and it hasn't helped him and made him race worse. So, you know, he doesn't cop much work. So he's in a routine now where he does little at home. So he is a lot better following.
Okay, so if he is 3 fence and there's good speed throughout, he's a legitimate top 4 player then?
Yeah, definitely. I think 3 fence and a good tempo would see his best chances.
All right. Race 6, here's a good draw for you. A whole lot of pretty. You've driven this mare previously. She is a last start winner. Is this winnable for her?
Yeah, you look, sort of, I haven't sort of driven in one of those mares races, but, you know, her last start run there was sensational. I think she sort of ripped home in 27.7, 27.1, and you can't sort of do much more than that.
Okay, so looking at this field and this front line in particular, has she got the speed to lead, or does a horse like Girl from Rosedale sort of just charge over and lead?
Yeah, it's hard to really know. I haven't asked her off the gate too much when I've driven her, but sort of Pete's sort of been flying the arm with her, but I may not be as good as him getting her off the gate.
All right, but looking at her recent form and the fact that she's got barrier 1 and 2 miles, she can definitely run top 3.
Yeah, definitely. If she's in front, she'll be a great chance. Leader's back probably suits her as well, although she is a little funny going to the sprint lane, but either of those options look ideal.
Okay. Race 7, you've picked up the drive here on Heaven Attracts. This is a stinging barrier draw, gate 7. It's not ideal.
Nah, it's tough from out there.
Okay. Are you just going back and hoping for the best?
Yeah, we'll go back there and look for all the shortcuts.
All right. Race 8, here's another runner with a wide draw, Empress Byline. She's always thereabouts. She's got brilliant gate speed, which enables her to put herself into the race and then look for cover. What do you do from gate 7?
Yeah, it's tricky, and there's sort of a couple of new faces in that mare's QO this week. Probably have to dive into their gate speeds a little more closer to the race, but you know, she does race well when running the gate and getting a spot. So that's probably always an option, but we will just have to look at the gate speed inside us.
Just looking at her run last week, she was more than okay.
Yeah, she was good there last week. She's sort of been consistent all the way through. So, but yeah, you just need a little bit of luck from out there.
Yeah, looking back at last week's race, she had a much softer draw compared to what she's facing here on Saturday night. So it certainly makes it tough drawn out there in gate 7. What about in race 9? Majestic Lavros. He was able to score first up. That was his first run since the Inter Dominion. Can he go back to back?
Yeah, sort of. It's my first time driving him since Inter Dominion. But he looked ultra impressive there first up a couple of weeks ago when Shane drove him, and you know, if he repeats that dose, I'd say he'd be well there.
All right. It looks like, and this is just a sample size of what we've got so far since he's been here, he thrives fresh, this horse.
Yeah, probably all his best runs have been fresh up, and even back when he sort of was gone off a little bit, then he freshened up for the Inter Dominion, and those first 2 heat runs he was sensational in.
Okay, so a couple of weeks between runs, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. The handicap 10 metres, Adele's off 30. I know it's the longer journey, 2,647 metres, but he's going to prove hard to beat here.
Yeah, I think sort of no complaints with the handicap in there, but you've always got to respect Adele, and I think is it indefensible? He probably strips fitter this week and might get in front and roll along again.
All right, well, that's Majestic Leveros there in race 9. And the last, race 10. This race for the mares here, Carly Morgan. She delivered. She was awesome last week. Were you really happy with that?
Yeah, so proud of her. It's been a process to get her there, but we got there.
Okay, so just looking back at last week, did you tinker with some gear or change the routine at home, which brought out the best last week?
It's sort of been a big process. She was always sort of a go-forward horse and lead in her races, and we sort of kept drawing bad and had to get her to settle and go back. So she was in an open bridle with a pulling bit for a long time, and when she came up from barrier 1, I was sort of worried she wouldn't want to run the gate, so we put the hood on and took the pulling bit off, but she sort of got too keen and over-raced. Last week we left the hood on but put the pulling bit back on, and I think that was the key to her.
She was dominant last week though, wasn't she? She just absolutely spanked them.
Yeah, she finally lived up to what I knew she could do. I sort of said at home, we train a little different and only clock laps, but what she can hobble a lap in at home, it's not too far away of some of the better ones and quicker horses we've had. So it was good that she finally showed that.
All right, and the sectionals were amazing there. So from gate 7 here on Saturday night, do you sort of blast out again?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there might be enough speed there to prevent me from doing that. Hopefully there's enough genuine through the middle of the race and I can tuck in and use her up late.
All right. How do you sort of assess this field on Saturday night? Vindicate's in super form. Orchid Stride's fresh up but trialling well. So do they loom as the hardest to beat?
Yeah, and Captain of Speed comes up with gate 1. You know, in recent times the jump from the Mares Curator to the Band Fire has probably been pretty steep, but currently I don't think it's too much of a class rise.
All right, well, there's some good chances, certainly at the back end of the program for you there on Saturday night. Which one are you most looking forward to?
It's a tough sort of night there, but we'll go with Majestic Leveros.
All right, race 9, number 6, Majestic Leveros. Matty, as always, really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you.
As always, a big thanks to both drivers, Nathan and Matty. Hopefully they've got plenty of winners in front of them there on Saturday night. Time now for a good thing or two. I think we've got to be patient. I'm really keen in the last race on the drive of Nathan Dawson, Orchid Stride. I was taken by that recent trial. It was at Redcliffe, but it was fast time, 55.5. If she brings that type of form to this race on Saturday night, I think she's going to be awfully hard to beat. So be patient. Wait for the last, race 10, number 6, Orchid Stride. As I said, the first race, the first of 10, 5:39. If you are gambling across the weekend, please do so responsibly. We'll see you trackside at the Creek on Saturday night.